Now that the Pandavas have settled in, their supporters and kings from across the world have come to take a look at them and their plight. We have the Yadavas and the Vrishnis and the Andhakas and the Chedis and the Panchalas and the Kekayas who have all come to check, and they are all upset with what has happened to the Pandavas. But the one who's really, really angry about this is Sri Krishna himself. First, he scolds and censures Yudhishthira for what he has done, and then he says, it's still not too late. We can go back and reclaim what is ours. We'll collect our armies and go kill Duryodhana and punish everyone and take their kingdom along with ours back. Krishna becomes so angry that the heat emanating from him is almost enough to destroy the whole world. And then Arjuna has to pacify him. He has to remind him that the time for that destruction has not come yet. He has to remind Krishna that, remember, you are the avatar of Vishnu. And Arjuna recounts all the great things that Krishna in his previous avatars had done and how he had waited for the right time to do it. Killing Duryodhana now would spoil everything that has been planned for generations. Krishna is almost pacified, and then Draupadi turns to him and says, I have 5 children, 5 husbands, and you as my brother, and look at my plight. Neither Yudhishthira nor his son Prativindya helped me. Neither Bhima nor his son Sutasoma helped me. Neither Arjuna nor his son Shrutakirti helped me. Neither Nakula nor his son Shatanika helped me. Neither Sahadeva nor his son Shrutakarma helped me. I am one of those unfortunate souls who have not been avenged in spite of being insulted in front of all the people. And Krishna says, I promise you this. One day the heavens may fall. The Himalayas may rend asunder. The earth itself might split open and the oceans may dry. But what I have promised to you, that will come true. All the people who have made you weep, their wives will weep on their dead bodies. Whether it is Duryodhana or Shakuni or Dushasana or Karna or anybody else, they will all pay the price for having insulted you. And once this promise has been made, Krishna calms down and then starts talking about the plans for the future. But Draupadi is still confused. She asks him, why did you not come? Why were you not invited to that sabha? It looked like all the other kings were there. And Krishna says, if only I was there, I would never have let that gambling match happen. Even if the gambling match had happened, I would have convinced Dhritarashtra to stop it before it got out of hand. And if it had gone out of hand and anybody dared to touch you, I would have killed them right there, whether it was Duryodhana or Dhritarashtra or Bhishma himself. My absence is what caused all this, and to that end, I beg your forgiveness, O Panchali. Panchali is unconvinced. She asks, but where were you? And Krishna says that I was being attacked by Shalva's city, Shauba. This is the flying city that he uses to attack Dwaravati. Shalva is the brother of Shishupala, whom I had just killed in front of all the kings in Rajasuya, and he was seeking revenge. Before I left Indraprastha and reached Dwaravati, Shalva had started attacking, and he had left Dwaraka in a really bad shape. So I had to go and seek revenge upon him and destroy his flying city. Until then, I could not rest because he had given an open challenge that if I was man enough, I should come and fight him. And while I was gone there, nobody communicated to me that this was happening. And because of all that, this misfortune has fallen upon you. And now, Krishna and all the kings who had come to support the Pandavas and offer solace leave. And after they are left, Yudhishthira convinces all the Brahmanas and the Vaishyas, the priests and the merchants who had come with them, to return back to their place of Hastinapura as well. They vehemently deny it, but eventually Yudhishthira convinces them and makes them leave. From the forest, They now move towards Dvaitavana. This is where a series of conversations happen about the importance of performing all the rituals by a king and how even a king in exile might be able to do it. They're now settled in Dvaitavana and having a good, peaceful time. One day, Draupadi, Yudhishthira, and Bhima have a loud argument, and there's a lot of nuance in what each person is saying. In time, Vedavyasa comes and starts talking to Yudhishthira. And he says, a war is coming and you are not prepared. You need to start preparing for this war. How do they prepare for it? That's a story for another day. Okay, so what was that argument between Bhima and Yudhishthira and Draupadi all about? It starts with Draupadi getting really upset that the Pandavas seem to have settled into a peaceful life and starting to enjoy the little things in the world. She says, how can you, whose wife has thus been insulted, whose kingdom has been snatched away, whose brothers are living like beggars, how can you be peaceful? Isn't it time for revenge? And Yudhishthira says it is time for forgiveness. And now there's a long series of discussions in which both Yudhishthira and Panchali are telling stories. Panchali tells the story of a conversation between Prahlada and Bali Chakravarti. It's the same Prahlada who is the son of Hiranyakashipu and Bali who was eventually humbled and deceived by Vishnu in his Vamana avatar. These two people are the two good Daityas, so to speak, and they have the same conversation. Which is more important, forgiveness or revenge? Then Yudhishthira talks about even if there is revenge to be taken, one cannot do that in anger because anger destroys everything. And then Bhima actually gets angry at this and talks about the importance of anger at the right time, strategic anger, so to speak. And this is about 80% of this parva called Kairata Parva. The point I'm trying to make is that sometimes it feels the Mahabharata was written for this purpose, to pick up topics and have nuanced conversations about the importance of anger, the importance of forgiveness, the importance of revenge. What are the times when one should do what? The importance of keeping the promise, the importance of breaking the promise. All of these are dealt in extreme detail. The entire Parva is about 100 pages. Of that, 80 pages are just these nuanced conversations. 20 pages is when the story advances. One wonders if the story itself was an afterthought and the point of the Mahabharata was these conversations about human values and how to live a good life.